Today, we'll tell you what we really think about Destiny 2 and take you to PAX West for all the games on the show floor. Plus, big changes in PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds and the VR experience that's unlike anything you've ever seen. This is the IGN Show.
Hello and welcome to the IGN Show. I'm James Duggan and this is Miranda Sanchez. We've stopped playing Destiny 2 for just long enough to bring you this episode.
Coming up, we're heading to PAX West in Seattle for a look at all of the games on display, including the ambitious VR Battle Arena. Plus, we'll take you inside Nintendo's special event dedicated to independent games, Nindies at Night.
We'll chart the evolution of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds and show you what's changed in 2017's most talked about games since launch. And later, I'll play Destiny 2 multiplayer on a PC and show you what complete and utter domination looks like, 21-0.
But first, it's time to talk about one of this year's biggest games. In fact, it's so massive, our review isn't even technically finished.
Destiny 2 is finally here, and the servers just went live 2 days ago. We've been playing Bungie's epic shared world shooter non-stop.
Even if we stopped sleeping, that still wouldn't give us enough time to take everything in and deliver our official finished review.
So we're giving you a review in progress. Here's what we think about Destiny 2 so far.
So far, I've played 8 hours of Destiny 2's story and a good chunk of the betas, but this review has only just begun. Here's what I think of Bungie's big sequel so far. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but in the opening moments of the campaign, you're gonna lose everything. Your vault? Gone. The tower? Left in ruin. That gives both returning and new players a feeling of loss, kicking them into the mud, and a sensible reason to climb up the light level ranks. To challenge you on the way back to the top, Bungie's developed a plethora of avenues in the early game. Public events, roaming world bosses, treasure chests, lost sectors, adventure side quests, patrols, planet-specific challenges, flashpoints, Vanguard missions, and of course, the campaign. With so much going on, it's hard not to get sucked into doing another public event as you happen upon each. Those attractive distractions run parallel to the main campaign, and the roughly 15 story missions I was able to play kept me engrossed on their own. Outside of the campaign, the new strikes reward with visually interesting journeys as you'll be faced with fun new boss mechanics and mid-level puzzles, all while exploring gorgeous locations. On the first time through, they're great. We'll see how they hold up the 100th time. One of the best features Destiny 2 has to offer is a fast way to queue up a new event. At any time, you can hit the PS4 touchpad or Xbox View button and go directly from a strike to PvP, back into a new strike queue, or to one of the destinations. It speeds you along to what we're all here for, great feeling first-person shooter gameplay. Also, longtime Destiny players will be relieved to hear that you no longer have to shuffle your gear to get the best results. All that busy work's been automated. During the time I had with Destiny 2, there was one frustrating design decision that hampered my enjoyment significantly. It doesn't give you a sparrow until after you finish the campaign. You could score one with a bright engram drop, but I never did. Meanwhile, my two Fireteam friends were able to zip around, making me miss out on a story point and causing a desynchronized experience amongst my party. I would be doing Destiny 2 a disservice if I didn't mention the superb soundtrack, which keeps pace with where you're advanced to during your adventure. Mixing a beautifully orchestrated theme to a cutscene is one thing, but managing to balance that alongside multiple types of gunfire being hurled at you is no small feat. Based on what I've experienced so far, Destiny 2 hasn't disappointed my high expectations as a fan of the original.
The Penny Arcade Expo started off as a way for gamers and geeks to get together in one room and do what they love most, play games.
And even though that one event has grown 20 times bigger over the years, it's still just as fun. There's just more to see and more games to play.
If you haven't been to PAX, you'll want to after seeing this. There are so many games here at PAX West 2017, and out of all the ones here, the one that I'm looking forward to getting my hands on the most is Total War Warhammer 2. I was a massive fan of the first game, and now I get to go get some gameplay time in with the Skaven and the Dark Elves. Let's do it. So we've got the Skaven, the Dark Elves, the High Elves, and the Lizard Men. Tell me about how these races differ in terms of playstyle.
Oh, they're so different, both in the battle side and also in the campaign. We would have experienced with the Dark Elves the murderous prowess mechanic. So that's like a big army-wide buff. So the more sadistic and evil and dastardly they get more riled up at the end of the battles. Whereas the High Elves, which are much more upper class and pompous, and they actually were more about at the start of the battle, as long as they got over a certain amount of hit points. But as that starts to wilt, it will eventually crumble. And then you've got the wacky bonkers Skaven. They got crazy hamster wheels called Doom wheels, where you've got little rats running around inside of it, crushing people. The Lizard Men is crazy dinosaurs riding other dinosaurs, shooting laser beams. They are powerful, strong, noble characters. They've got amazing slams. They're like a big toad, and they are the best casters in the game.
Thank you so much for giving us a look at Total War Warhammer 2. When does it come out?
28th of September, not long.
The IGN show is far from over. We've got so much on the way, including a ton of stuff from PAX West.
James and Alana will go hands-on with VR Battle Arena, and then we'll take you inside Nintendo Showcase for indie games.
Plus, watch as James goes beast mode in Destiny 2 multiplayer and racks up an insane score.
And later, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. We'll break down how 2017's surprise hit has changed the game since launch. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the IGN Show. There's video games of all kinds on the floor at PAX West in Seattle. You can play big AAA releases, micro indies with big ideas, or crazy games in virtual reality like James and Alana were there, and they took the crazy route.
We are here at PAX West 2017. I'm with Alana. We're about to play Gorn. This is a gladiatorial combat game where one person is going to be playing in VR and the other is going to be on controller. We're going to go head-to-head and see how we do. How do you think you will fare?
Well, people in this ring behind us are getting pretty sweaty. It looks very, very physical. I'm excited to try it out, but also like slightly terrified. I think I'll probably do better on controller, but I'm going to do my very, very best to kick your butt.
Oh, we'll see about that. I've had a lot of experience in gladiatorial combat myself, so we'll see how this goes.
Blood for the blood god!
Look at what he's doing with his mouth. He's got like a little focused tongue thing going on with his mouth open.
I see you talking over there.
Dodge roll.
Stop, bro. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Gotta give him a punch. No, oh, he really got me there. No, he really did. That's great. He ripped the shot. Yes, finally. Man, James, you got real sweaty then.
Yeah, and I tore my shirt open as well.
You really did.
So there's that.
How was that?
It was super fun. It was very visceral. You get in there, you don't even really think about the controls, except moving yourself with your hands. That's interesting. And you pick up the weapons and you hit the guy in the face, and that's pretty much all she wrote. What about you with the controls?
It was very, very hard with the controller. I had a lot of trouble. It's my turn now, so I have faith that I will do better. I definitely just hit myself in the face. I just hit something. What did I hit? What did I hit? I think I really gotta get more aggressive than this.
Yes.
Oh, I died already? Oh, man.
So round 2 is over. Alana, how do you think you did?
I felt pretty good about it. I learned very quickly that I need to be a lot more aggressive than I'm used to, so that was a learning curve. How were you with the controller?
I think it's kind of a little bit intentionally clunky on the controller to give the other player in VR the advantage. It's asymmetrical multiplayer, but that was my experience. I guess the real question now is who won?
I don't really know, but I didn't tear my shirt, so...
Ouch, yeah, that's true. For all things VR and PAX, you're already in the right place at IGN. The Assassin's Creed franchise is one of the most successful in gaming, with over 100 million copies sold in the last 10 years.
We've seen games on every platform and in widely diverse settings like the Renaissance, the American Revolution, and in the upcoming Assassin's Creed Origins, Ancient Egypt.
In this IGN First, we sat down with the developers to talk about how the series has evolved over the last decade and why this new chapter might be the pinnacle of that evolution.
When I first joined the team, actually, of the first game, I really felt like we were creating something that was much bigger than the sum of all of us.
I was working on Prince of Persia, and the game was linear, so we can really script and decide where is the composition, how we design the environment because of the mission and the animation. Now we have to create a universe, and every single asset could be seen like really from up close to very far. And for me, it was like really like creating a living, breathing world that was completely new.
We effectively try to transport our players to a time and a place that they can never truly revisit anymore.
The fact of being able to be at the ground floor on this franchise, which is dear to my heart, and having been there at the beginning and see the birth of this thing from the perspective of fans, from the perspective of developers, it's now part of their lives.
Stop! Signore, don't drink that!
You are too late. The Doge is dead.
Now it comes about the future of the franchise. I hope that with Origins we'll prove once again that the franchise can evolve and has the depth to stay for a long time.
My hopes for players who play Assassin's Creed Origins, I sincerely hope that they see that we did due respect to Assassin's Creed, even if we've drastically changed that experience. You want them to walk away from that with more than just, okay, I had my experience. You want them to have that experience linger with them, that it meant something to them on whatever level that means, whether it was the gameplay, the narrative, the setting itself.
Still on the way, James shows you how to use your abilities and win big in Destiny 2 multiplayer on the PC. And we've got your ticket inside Nintendo's Indie Games event at PAX West. But first, here's some of the best cosplay on the floor at PAX West. Super Mario Odyssey won this year's IGN E3 Game of Show. So here at PAX, it's the first time fans actually get to play it. It's kind of a big deal. Let's hear what they think. How long did you wait in line to play this?
About 45 minutes.
Was it worth the wait?
Yes. Well, it's a throwback basically to Super Mario Sunshine, Super Mario 64. The games where it was an open sandbox, so it's really excited to go back to that.
I think it's fantastic. It's a lot of fun.
There's a lot of hidden areas that you can kind of explore and find new different things to do.
And what about Cappy?
My face just broke out in a huge grin when you have a bullet bill coming at you, you throw your cap at it, and all of a sudden you're riding it. And you're just like, okay, where am I going now? This is awesome.
This game's all about like the polish and just like the interactions and how much they thought through everything.
How many hours are you anticipating putting into this?
An unhealthy amount.
All day.
Whoa.
All right, well, seems like a really positive response so far. Guys, don't worry, it's totally worth the wait.
PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is still in early access on PC, which means that while the game is available to purchase and play, it's still evolving. New gameplay elements are patched in and refined on a regular basis, and here is everything that's been added so far. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds released in early access in March of 2017, and since then it's received weekly patches and monthly content updates. The game will make its way to Xbox One before the year is out, but before that happens, here's a look at everything added to PUBG so far. When the game released into early access, the only weapon not seen in beta was the SKS, a semi-automatic DMR or designated marksman rifle that uses 7.62 ammo. This is one of two frequently used sniper rifles found outside of airdrops and is preferential to some due to its semi-automatic nature. Also added was the Deluxe Edition PlayerUnknown outfit. The Month 1 patch introduced several new additions to the game. First and foremost, the Vector submachine gun. Unlike most other SMGs, the Vector uses 45 ACP. While initially praised for its lightning-fast rate of fire, the Vector eventually fell out of favor due in part to its small 13-round magazine. Also included in month 1 was a crossbow with a built-in holographic sight, which while silent and deadly, is only used by the desperate or insane. A 2x magnification scope, different colored dossiers, a remarkably quick motorcycle, and a ballistic mask were also added. Month 2 brought about another variant of the motorcycle with a sidecar, but the major addition was the VSS, a 9mm semi and fully automatic sniper rifle with an integrated scope and silencer. It sounds awesome on paper, but the horrendous bullet drop and poor damage make it only viable in the early game. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds partnered with Twitch to give Prime members a special loot crate containing a Twitch-themed outfit. The Month 3 patch brought about weather conditions and destructible buildings, in addition to 2 weapons. The first is visually identifiable as a Glock C18, but is referred to in-game as the P18C, and is the only fully automatic pistol in the game. Also added was a brutally powerful 7.62 assault rifle called the Groza, which can only be found in airdrops. Finally, Month 4 brought about a few nifty animations and the Mark 14 EBR rifle, a DMR similar to the SKS, only better in every way. Since the EBR is a direct upgrade, it too can only be found in airdrops. Month 4 also saw changes to the out-of-game progression system, adding item rarity, 2 free-to-open loot cases, and 1 premium Gamescom crate, which costs $2.50 to open. I also got a sneak peek at a version of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds coming to Xbox One at PAX West 2017. I played with a controller which, while jarring, was usable. I encountered a serious bug in the inventory management system, eventually losing control of it entirely, but outside of the menus, my experience with the controller was fine. In terms of performance, everything ran like a charm. I was playing at a steady 50+ FPS, but keep in mind, I was also playing on a PC that supposedly mimicked the specs of an Xbox One X. For more on PUBG updates, check back to IGN.com.
In just a minute, we'll take you inside Nindies at Night, Nintendo's special event devoted solely to indie game developers. The IGN Show will be right back.
There are so many things to do at PAX West. You can street pass like crazy, break out the board games, or cosplay the night away.
There's panels with video game developers, the Omegathon, which is like a video games Olympics. Oh, and there's video games to play, like this.
Tonight is the night of the Nindies at PAX West. That is all of the latest and greatest indie games coming to the Nintendo Switch, playable right now. It's a very exciting move for the platform, so let's go check them out. Right now, I am here with Marty Sleever, the executive editor of features at IGN. Marty, what is your favorite game here tonight?
There were so many amazing games here, but honestly, the one I have to pick is Kentucky Route Zero TV Edition. The thing about this game is it's one of the most beautiful stories, honestly, ever told in a game. It is funny, it's heartbreaking, and it has such amazing style and music, and honestly, I cannot wait to see how this game finishes in 2018. All right, but enough about Kentucky Route Zero. What was your pick?
Mine is this really interesting game called Milwaukee, which is a Native American game actually set in Mexico, and as we are recording this. And I really, really liked it. It's based on Native Americans who are actually in Mexico, and it's really, really deeply rooted in that culture, and they've made sure to like fact check everything to make sure it's accurate. But play-wise, it was kind of like Zelda Banjo style. So it's like there are dungeons, but they're a lot more open, a lot of puzzle solving, and I say Banjo as in you kind of get in sort of this environment and just get dropped in there, and it's like, here's all this stuff. What do you do with it? I don't know. There's also this one really cool part where I pressed B twice and turned into a bird. So cool abilities. I absolutely loved it, and am very excited for it when it's coming out early next year.
Destiny 2 multiplayer may look like more Destiny, but the developers at Bungie have made some fairly significant changes to Crucible combat. You've got to be smart with your abilities and use power weapons at the right time. James did just that when he went on a 21-0 rampage during the PC beta. Here's how he did it.
Here are the best moments from my 21-0 kill streak. You can see the full video on IGN.com. Of course, this is from the PC beta double jump, enabling the glide and the dash, which is exclusive to the Dawnblade. There's a melee kill, backing out to the healing rift, which is going to allow me to go 2v1 against these guys contesting B with Minu at 42. I have to switch over to Scathelocke, though, the auto rifle, to finish off this hunter. Ruthless.
Moments of clarity.
a weapons warlock.
Allows me to get B. Somebody comes in to contest. I don't think so. There's a face bomb. Oh, goodness, he scared me. It's a friendly, but there is an enemy behind him, and Minuet 42 hits. Going to allow me to bring him down pretty quick. There's another elimination. Switching over to a rocket launcher double kill on the C point. Of course, you need to have the heavy ammo, and here's where I absolutely should not have lived. Popping Healing Rift, completely flanked. Some would say this is precise aim, others would say this is trash, but either way, I'm able to get a double kill here, switching to Scathe Lock and survive, getting a team wipe there, power overwhelming. Here comes the Warlock Dawnblade Super for a single elimination. Not the best, but hey, that's fine. Here comes another rocket launcher kill using the second of the heavy ammo. We ran out of medals, that's quite the medal to get. Retreating to B point to capture some health back. Back to another super pop, another one kill. Again, you're looking for more than one kill on those supers, but that's fine because we win. As you'll see, undefeated, 21-0. There's the scoreboard. Best performance I had in beta. Looking forward to the full PC release on October 24th.
That does it for this episode of the IGN Show.
Remember to keep it locked to IGN and check out our app and be our social media friends.
Thank you so much for watching. See you later.
Later, guys. So Spider-Man?
Yeah, my favorite Spider-Man is Peter Parker.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
What about yours?
Mine is the actor who played Spider-Man in the first Spider-Man movie ever.
Tobey McGee.
No, Tobey Maguire, but you were close.
Well, I was abbreviating his last name.
No, you
Tobey
don't call
McGee.
him, no one calls him that.
I'm on a first name basis with him.